Hi all here. I'm back with something new, something a little different. It's a Canard plane, like usual in the sense that it's got a forward wing and a rear wing. The Canard is the forward wing. I wanted something that could take off from the grass, but yet have some thrust from the engines to help it lift off. And this turned out to be probably the most challenging one that I've ever done, in the sense of, because you've got some of the thrust going forward and some of the thrust going up, you run into different problems in different portions of the flight envelope. And therefore you have to kind of choose the best compromise between all of them if you're not going to have a gyro controlled swiveling thrust angle. And what I noticed is that because the area of the rear wing is almost double in this case of the front wing, so when this the thrust component that's going upward will cause the plane to rise relative to the vertical direction in such a manner that the aerodynamic drag on the rear wing will push the tail of the plane down and the nose of the plane up, and then you go into an immediate loop if you don't have the upward component of the thrust in the right place. At first, I had it too forward, so I moved everything back so that the upper component of the thrust would be behind the center of gravity, not forward of. But it wasn't enough, actually. I don't know if you can see these marks here I made on the wood. So the most forward mark around there is the current center of gravity. Then I had the stand for the engine around here, and then it was still going into a loop, uncontrollably once I took off. Then I moved it back to here, and then it was the takeoff was quite controllable, flight was more or less controllable, and everything worked out quite nicely. As you can see, there's a lot of ghetto rigging going on here, because when things weren't working out well, I had to retape and re-glue and so on and so forth. Some of you might notice that this is actually